how to mobilize your marketing, how to magnetize your marketing. Because when I think of marketing, I think of both a yin and a yang, right? There are times when you need to do both. There are times when you need to do one more than the other. And chances are, from my 32 years of sales, marketing, and leadership experience, is when you are really heavily focused on one, and it's just not working, you feel like you're beating your head against the wall, that's when it's time to pull back and reassess and pull in more of the other, right? Because to me, marketing really boils down to these two, I won't say silos, but these two areas of strategy. Okay. So you are either going to have strategy that is going to magnetize, as I call it, or pull people in, or you're going to need to mobilize your marketing, which means you're going to have to be more active, right? So those are terms we've heard before. Push, pull. Back in my day in the late 1900s, that's what they called it, right? And in recent years, everybody's talked about attraction marketing or active versus passive marketing. By the way, in case you didn't know it, sales falls under active. Sales is a function of marketing, not the other way around. So when it comes to active strategies, that it means you are going to need to learn to sell. Now, you can also now in 2024, you can sell by way of your content, which is more of a passive strategy. However, you got to walk a really thin line and not overdo it. Don't overplay your hand, right? And so there are some things we're going to talk about today that are going to help you understand when it is appropriate and how to engage in more pull strategy, more active strategy, or as I like to call it, when it's time to mobilize your marketing, right? Because in today's world, I hate to sound like Chat GPT there, but in today's world, it's really important to understand, baby, especially if you want to get that plane off the ground, you can't just be relying on doing the work from a passive standpoint and through, you know, pull strategies, right? If you don't have the network, if you don't have the influence, you need to develop that. And the best way to do that is going to be, I hate to use this term, but quote unquote, belly to belly, right? Where you are, I like to use this is the phrase I like to use. It's more of a contact sport, right? Are you making enough contacts? Are you, physically having enough contact with enough people and having enough conversations? Okay. So we're really going to break that down and boil that down. Thank you for joining. Come on in. Let me know where you are watching from. My name is Tamara Hamilton. I have over 32 years of sales, marketing, and leadership experience. I have been in the digital marketing space since 2013. And by the way, I had to learn digital marketing because even with a double master's degree in marketing and finance, bachelor's in marketing and Spanish, I had to learn the digital marketing piece because that was not a part of the curriculum vitae or whatever. Not even when I got my master's, right? Like we were still using CDs and Excel spreadsheets. Okay. So that was the early 2000s for the 99 and the 2000s. Okay. So I had to learn these things too. Now, the great thing is, as I'm a quick study as it is, and I also had over 20 years of sales, marketing, and leadership experience, which, by the way, includes Fortune 500, Fortune 100, Fortune 20, right? I've worked with or for some of the biggest brands that are out there, some of the biggest companies that are out there. But I also have built my own business online, own businesses online for over 10 years now and quite successfully, right? So, when we talk about marketing, as I was saying before, it's really important to understand the key difference between the different marketing strategies, right? So, a lot of people are entering the digital marketing space And I always like to make this distinction so that everyone understands that, number one, digital marketing is a highly paid and in demand skill set. It is not a business model, it is not an offer, it is not a product. It is a highly paid, in demand skill set. So when you see people like myself who sell their own courses, who also sell done for you programs and courses like DBA, Digital Boss Academy, like BPU Business Pro University, like Hello, like the AI traffic generation system, understand that that product is the product. Digital marketing is how we bring the product to you. Digital marketing is how you become aware of the product and maybe even the need or the desire for what the product can do for you. I like to make that distinction because I know there's a lot of confusion in the marketplace in recent years, because a lot of people are, when you ask them what they do or what their offer is, when you're networking in that digital marketing, and as a seasoned marketer, I can always tell when they really don't even know what they're offering by the way that they say that, because digital marketing is not a business model. It is not an offer. It is not a product. It is a highly paid and in demand skill set. In fact, there is a Forbes article that says that social media marketing, for example, which is a form of digital marketing, is going to be worth $1.5 trillion as a skill set by 2030. Okay. And it's funny. It's funny because I remember when I said sayonara and chucked deuces to corporate America over 10 years ago, I heard things like, you're too smart, you're too talented. And it's like, no, I could see the vision. I saw it as early as 2009 that at some point I was going to be making money online using things like Facebook, using things like Google Docs and Google Sheets and social media apps. I knew that it was going to come to pass for me. And it did. And I also knew that there was going to be a huge future and potential for that. So I got out ahead of it quite early, and to some people's dismay, but they are now coming around. Okay. Digital marketing is a highly paid skill set and it is in demand. So when you see things being offered like DBA, just because it comes with the ability to resell it does not mean that it is a trash or scam. Far from it, right? It means you have the opportunity to get, in a lot of cases, not all, I can't vouch for all now. You have the ability to learn a highly paid skill set that I've invested, I'm not even going to tell you how much money, in acquiring, not just through my double masters and bachelors, but also the courses, time, effort, certifications that I have invested in since then, right? And you can begin to learn these things, no college degree, no experience required, relatively, inexpensively, right? Very affordable. In fact, if you keep watching this, I am going to make you a special offer while I am live on Digital Boss Academy, also known as DBA. Okay. So digital marketing is going to cover, everything from social media marketing, content marketing, blogging, to affiliate marketing, right? So like, you, of course, you can do affiliate marketing and not do it online. I don't know why you wouldn't do it online, but I mean, I guess you could still, right? But there's overlap with some of these terms. Like, you can do these things both on and offline. In fact, I always say that what you do online, you can do offline, and what you do offline, you can do online. A lot of people don't understand that. They don't really think about that, but you can. And I've got plenty of other content out there that goes into that very deeply. Okay. So, why do you want to watch this live stream? Why do you want to stay on here? Okay. Because I want you to imagine creating content once and having it work tirelessly for you, bringing in leads and sales while you might be tucking your kids into bed, while you might be sleeping, while you might be getting a pedicure and manicure, right? That's the power of magnetized marketing, and your business keeps growing even when you're not on. You don't have to be on all the time, right? If you're looking for a secret weapon to help you, as I always say, the little hinge that swings a big door, when you're ready to make a big move, like launching a course, hitting your sales goal, or, rallying your community, you need strategy that gets people off of the fence and into action. That is mobilized marketing. And that's how you turn your ideas into reality fast. It also applies to launching, right? If you want to create work life balance on your own terms, like think about it. Do you ever feel guilty for spending too much time on your business, or worse, not enough? Well, magnetized marketing is going to give you that peace of mind that things are working in your business even when you are not. Okay. You can be more focused on your family, right? Like, y'all know, when my grandkids come calling, they always going to come first. When my adult children come calling, they're always going to come first, right? So, this is why we want to have this conversation on being able to magnetize and both monetize and mobilize your marketing in order to monetize, because at the end of the day, we're all looking for more time for what matters. Okay, it's all about stopping trading hours, your time, for dollars. Okay, so that's where magnetized marketing is going to build your business so that you can spend more time with your family. And then mobilized marketing is going to create those big, meaningful moments that pushes your business forward into the future and upward, to scale it and grow it, right? Because that's what a lot of people don't realize, that you want to grow your business and get it to a bigger point, and what you need to do to make that happen is going to be different than some of the things you normally do on a day-to-day basis, right? Like in my world, for example, with my digital marketing and advertising consultancy and agency, people will often reach out to me and they want to do ads long before they're ready, right? Because you need to have a viable offer in the first place before you even start advertising it, right? So when you're bringing something brand new to the marketplace, before you go try and magnetize, you need to mobilize. And honestly, like when it comes to things like DBA and BPU, a lot of y'all are trying to especially faceless accounts. We talked at length about faceless accounts yesterday. A lot of y'all are trying to magnetize before you've mobilized, right? And that takes much bigger budget and advertising savvy and know-how and copywriting skills than most beginners and newbies to marketing actually have. And I'm not saying that to be mean or snotty. It just is truly what it is. Okay. So the way that I also like to think about magnetized marketing, which is attracting people, pulling people in, and mobilized marketing, which is your feet's on the ground. That's you out there face to face, online, virtually, quote unquote, face to face, out there spreading the message and finding those people and those places and spaces that are going to help you spread the message bigger and faster, right? So it's really, I've always called it market making and market taking. I know I'm throwing a lot of terms out here, right? So market taking is when the market exists, and I know a lot of people think that with DBA that the market exists, but DBA, 12,000 members, is, while it's a huge feat and I congratulate the community on that, it's still a relatively small market. It is. I'm gonna just keep it real with you, right? And so a lot of people will come into something like DBA and think, oh, it's already viral. All I have to do is just say the words and people are going to buy it. No, you still have to do some market making, right? And that's actively creating those opportunities and driving action through assertive, I like to use the words grassroots and purposeful campaigns. I am the queen of campaigns. Okay. Oh, take a sip. I gotta get some more coconut water. Okay. So let's start with market making, right? Let's talk about mobilizing your marketing. A lot of what I really like to think about when it comes to mobilized marketing is direct outreach. Okay. And a lot of you are missing that piece. And it sounds like I bought DBA several weeks ago and I haven't made a sale yet. Okay. And if you watched my video on what's working versus what's not working, the two-part video series I did over my last two sessions, I talked about in what's working is direct outreach is working. Okay. You have to understand that what goes up comes down, and the degree and the speed to which it comes down is going to be dependent upon your ability to identify when you need to amp up your marketing mobilization, meaning in plain speak, when you going to start talking to folk. Okay, the faster you can figure out that, okay, I need to actually move the needle, and I need to move the needle by actually reaching out and having conversations, both to not only follow up, but to get new people engaged and drive some action, because the action, you can't have momentum without action takers. And so you might have to be the first action taker to get the other action takers. Can I get an amen? Okay. So the goal is to drive action through direct, sometimes assertive, not aggressive, assertive communication. And again, I like to use the word grassroots because that's the best way I can think of it is aimed at creating immediate and sustained engagement. So go back to when I tell you that last summer when I launched Pin Profits Mastery, I did not launch that publicly. Most people on social media had no idea that I was launching this new course, Pin Profits Mastery. It was kind of a, you had to be in the know. And how you got to be in the know was me reaching out to you and inviting you to learn more about it, right? And that's how I like to launch my courses, so that I can get the case studies, so that I can get the white papers, so that I can get the testimonials and have something to take to social media to pull people in. Okay. So it's really important when it comes to mobilized marketing that I'm again, I am the campaign queen. I can show you all of my previous campaigns are documented, right? They are documented. I use Trello boards. I also use Google Docs. Like I tell you, my beauty businesses, I've earned trips. I've traveled around the country. I've traveled around the world. And the reason I was able to do that is I sat down and I mapped out a campaign, right? And I would give the campaign a name, and I still do it to this day. I move from campaign to campaign to campaign. That's the old school marketer in me. She ain't going nowhere, right? That's the marketer pre-digital marketing. But your digital marketing should still have campaigns. So a campaign is a focused time period, focused product, focused goal, focused theme, where you have specific goals that you are trying to reach, and your marketing is centered around that product, that theme, that time period, right? And it doesn't mean that that's the only thing. When I say a focused product or a focused package of products, that people are only going to buy that one product or that one package. But you would be amazed to know how much more attention you actually garner by focusing on just one product or campaign. Because what it does, it looks makes the focus of that attracts people. It creates authority, as we've talked about before, It creates authority, and that is what people like. That is what makes people, that's what gets their attention and makes them take action, is because now you look like a subject matter expert. So when I focused on contouring and highlighting for a good 18 months, there were a few other, secondary, tertiary things that I focused on. But when I focused on contouring and highlighting, because that technique was trending and viral, it helped me get more eyeballs. But those that were on high converting platforms like FB paid attention. Like, if she really knows this technique, I'm sure she knows other things beauty related. And the questions, the pulls started to come in. Okay. But in the meantime, while I was creating the content, it was also about having the conversations. So in my content, as part of the campaign, the call to action was to either take a skincare analysis or to reach out for your own quote unquote, I called them starter packs, which was basically a consultation and then recommending a series of products based on that individual's person. It also actually included the skincare analysis, right? So when I started New People and I was going around the country training on sales and marketing for that particular company, I trained people that your first 30 days, you either want to get 30 faces in front of you, that's a campaign, right? Or you want to do 30 skincare analysis. And the sooner you do those, the better. Why 30? Because I know the numbers. I know old school cold outreach numbers, right? I knew how many people they would need to reach to get 30. On average, I knew how many of the 30 would actually meet with them, how many of those that actually met with them would actually, on average, make a purchase. And that was how I helped people make their first $300 to $500 in sales, through teaching that campaign strategy of your first 30 days, focusing on getting 30 faces in front of you. Or I don't care if it takes you 60 days, but focus on, as a campaign, how do you get 30 people in front of you, right? How do you get 30 skincare analysis completed? Right. And there's a whole bunch of other strategy behind that that I don't want to get into right now. I want to keep it straight and on point. Right. Okay. So those campaigns and those efforts really build that foundation. Right. So when I talk about last summer, when I created Pin Profits Mastery, the campaign was to find the first 30 people to join Pin Profits Mastery. And I did it. I did it, right? So those campaigns are going to help you build a strong community driven plan of, I hate to use the word attack, but it's going to get you results, bottom line. Okay. So, on social media, I've gone through campaigns where my beauty classes, for example, perfect example of a campaign. And those I would actually map out in Trello, and I've actually sold some of those campaigns. Map out in Trello 30 days of content. And it's not just an ordinary content plan. It is a content plan with the goals of bringing awareness and moving people through the buyer's journey over 4 to 6 weeks. Okay. With the beauty class, for example, the end of May, every year I would have my summer glow up. I might change the name a little bit, but the entire theme was always the same. And it was about your summer glow up. And some years it might focus on beauty from the inside out, but it was a summer glow up campaign because I'm a melanin girl, if you can't tell, and us melanin girls, we love to glow. We love to glow. We love the shimmers, we love the glitters, and I know other girls do too. I'm just speaking from my standpoint, right? and I knew my ideal client, regardless of whether they looked like me or not. They kind of fell into that same spectrum that they really liked to glow up in the summer. Okay. And so that fell over. It would end Memorial Day the day after. And so it would be anywhere from 5 to 10 days leading up to that. Right. But to get the most sales out of that 5 to 10 days, I knew that I needed to begin the engagement process 4 to 6 weeks prior to that, right? So you have like a pre-campaign period. A lot of people like to go right into the end phase of a campaign, which is sell, 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 and that's wrong, wrong, wrong. You've got to get ahead of that. And I'm not going to go through all of the machinations of a campaign right now, but just know that you need to map that out. And so, I'm presenting a lot different campaign, a lot different content, I should say, those first few weeks. And then as we get closer and closer, the call to actions are going to get a lot more stronger and direct. Right. And then, by the way, the campaign really doesn't end Memorial Day or the day after Memorial Day. It actually now is running me into a quote unquote shoulder season, something I learned from my days in travel, where I bring the activity down a little bit and I've created evergreen content that now I'm just going to keep on in a circulation is what I'm trying to say. In circulation, I'm going to keep talking about those same themes and those same products and that for some time to catch those people that maybe that just wasn't the right time for them for whatever reason during the main campaign. So I keep that campaign running a little evergreen until, the end of June, early July, and then I move into the next campaign, right? So that focused concentration, it involves both magnetized and mobilized marketing. But understand, when I'm in that campaign, we get to Memorial Day, and I do another one on Labor Day. If I haven't had a single sale, understand your girl is getting on the phone. Your girl is getting in Messenger, and there's a whole other strategy that goes into play. Right? And honestly, you don't even just wait until Labor Day or Memorial Day. You need to be doing that outreach when you get into that campaign. You need to start getting your people who are going to be committed and who are going to follow through and having conversation with them, right? In fact, you can start those conversations before that. And so it's a fine line. You don't want to delay sales. Right. And by the way, these campaigns, you do not have to offer a discount. A campaign does not mean you have to run a discount. I say it all the time. Apple never offers a discount on iPhones, MacBooks, or any of that, but they still run campaigns for during the holidays. Right. But if you are offering a discount, a fast action bonus, so on and so forth, just know that you don't want to delay sales and push them off because this sale is coming, right? And this is where mindset, that's why in DBA, there is a whole module on mindset comes into play because, especially women, we get to feeling a certain kind of way and we feel that, oh, is it wrong of me knowing that there is a sale coming up? No, if they bring it up to you, then you work it out on that individual basis and you always do what you have to do to protect your integrity, your reputation, and maintain the relationship without being used and abused, meaning don't overplay your hand or your role, right? But most people are understanding. I've never had anyone come back and say, well, why didn't you say that 2 weeks ago? No. Now, if it's the next day or something like that, I will use that in my outreach to get those first sales lined up for the next day. By the way, you're going to want to watch tomorrow because there's going to be, a little bit of a discount tomorrow. So, you can definitely get it today, but tomorrow there will be a discount. So, just be ready when I let you know tomorrow that the sale is live to take action. Okay, you can do that as well. Okay. So that is mobilizing your marketing, right? Because the goal is once you mobilize your marketing, you're going to get those core customers. You're going to get those ride or die customers, right? And you need to get adept at figuring out who those ride or die customers are. And that is where your analytics comes in. You need to know who your people are, who are going to buy, who's buying what, who's buying the most, so that when you have these campaigns, you can go to them and get the momentum started with your action takers. Okay. If you're selling DBA, if you're selling BPU, you are not exempt from this. And that is why mentorship, that is why coaching are key. And yes, I do offer coaching. It ain't free. Okay. All right. So, DBA, Digital Boss Academy, is a great place to learn digital marketing. Okay. It's a great place to start getting your feet wet and start learning more about digital marketing. It's going to give you that foundation and help you master the art of attraction. What it doesn't really get into, though, is taking the bold action, the mobilized piece of it. And that is where I do recommend, coaching and mentorship for that piece. It does have some mobilization tools in there, like email templates, but actual strategies and customized and personalized for you, that's where you want to get into um some coaching, some one-on-one coaching, group coaching, and things like that, right? Because it's, you got to build the foundation, you got to get the art of attraction, and you will learn that, I mean, when you talk about compelling content, for example, DBA has 50,000 pieces of done for you products. I mean, not products, content in there that you can customize, personalize to your brand, and that. So, for it's on sale actually for only $133 right now while I'm live. When I get off a live, it goes back up to 222, and eventually it's going back to $555. So I do recommend that you grab DBA now while I am live. Okay. That I do recommend. Okay. Thank you for the love. Thanks for the love, Ed. Don't know if you've joined DBA yet or not, but it's definitely worth taking a look at, right? There are modules inside of DBA that are going to help you really learn that highly paid in demand skill set of digital marketing. Okay. So you're going to learn, number one, how to set up stores, digital product stores, right? You're going to learn how to launch. When I talk about mobilized marketing, learning how to launch, may have misspoken. This is the one of the most critical modules inside of DBA, and I can always tell when people haven't gone through it. It is a newer module, right? You're gonna, like I said, there's content in there on mindset, build a bomb brand. That module alone, I could easily sell that module alone for 2,000. You can't. You can only sell DBA. I mean, yeah, I could sell DBA for 2,000 and then people could access it that way and get everything else as a bonus, right? There's a module on learning the skill of digital marketing. Digital marketing is a highly paid and in-demand skill. Cannot stress that enough, right? And like I said, there's email marketing. There are templates in there, like lots of them, that you can use to help clients with mobilizing their marketing through email. Email marketing is still very effective. It still has one of the highest returns on investment out there, right? But there's a campaign strategy that comes into play in order to be able to gather the emails and collect the emails. It's hard to do email marketing without emails. I already talked about the content vault with over 50,000 pieces of content ready to use. And then there's the PLR vault, which stands for private label rights, which is just a legal term for done for you products that you can brand to your own brand. And you can sell them as if you created them. You can put your name on them. You can't copyright them, but you can, yeah. Okay. There's video editing training, how to set up automations, Canva editing, everything you would need to know to begin to create a digital marketing based business. Okay. Notice I said digital marketing based business because, again, digital marketing is not a product, a business model, or an offer. Okay. How to grow on TikTok, turn your content into coins by learning IG. Now we're going to move into some areas of specialization and some more concrete business concepts, right? Learn how to budget, learning, when and if you want to form your business into um, a corporation or an LLC. Now it's the information, and then you need to still talk to the professionals to decide what's best, not only for where you are today. And this is why I suggest talking to the professionals, because it's about where do you see the business in 5 years? Where do you see it in 10 years? And that helping you make the decision instead of just making it based upon where you are today, right? How to get funding to scale your business and take it to the next level, right? And now we're moving into some more specialized businesses that can be very profitable. Like beauty businesses are very profitable, especially in certain demographics. We spend a lot of money on beauty. Okay. How to start an Airbnb business, affiliate marketing. There's a module on getting fit and getting fine. There's a module in Spanish and French, right? And there's some bonuses. Okay. And then that is volume one. There is also a volume two. Okay. I want you to understand that there are some mini courses inside of DBA, but DBA itself is a program, it is information. It's not necessarily a course. Okay. So, and inside of volume two, so volume one is all about you learning how to make the money, right? And volume two is what to do with the money now that you've made it. Okay. And how to make the money multiply, how to find bigger pockets. Okay. So your higher income platforms like LinkedIn, like Pinterest, like YouTube, right? Also Shopify, Printful, drop shipping, taxes and finance, life insurance, right? Mini courses on content that converts and the back end of content creation, right? Get introduced to stocks for beginner, how to make the money multiply. Okay? How to sell digital products. Okay? We already talked about Pinterest. Okay? So and then we move into some very specific business models. We already talked about Shopify and Printful, but what about Turo, Etsy, becoming a travel agent? Okay. So module two is money, right? It's where you deepen your pockets, right? Facebook monetization, homeschooling and daycare biz, start your own virtual call center, passive income with AI. AI is going to make more billionaires and millionaires and faster than ever in history. It's already happening. It's already happening. Why shouldn't it be you? Why not you? Why everybody else? Because you're on social media anyway, right? You're on social media anyway. So why should you watch everyone else get paid and you not get your share, your lion's share? Okay. So let's talk about some wins. Let's share some wins. And feel free to throw your questions in the comments. I'd be more than happy to answer them. Hello and welcome. If you're new here, we're going through some marketing strategies. We've gone through mobilization, and now we're going through something to help you mobilize your marketing. Okay. And so when we talk about share the wins from DBA Digital Boss Academy, there's someone here who says they made $1,333 in 4 days, and they've got proof up on the screen, right? $5,000 in a month. It's been a while. Life's been kicking my butt, but that still hasn't stopped the hustle. Okay. And that is why I love this, because this is an example of why it is important to have both mobilized marketing strategy as well as magnetized marketing strategy. Okay. Because when you have both the mobilized and the magnetized strategy, there are times, like I said, when I might have my grandchildren for a few days, or I might be more heavily involved in what's going on with them day to day based on what's going on with their mom, my daughter, that I might not be able to do as much outreach. I might not be able to be as active on social media, for example. But man, do I have all these previous posts that performed well that I can now put into play and on Evergreen. I also have automation and systems in place so that I don't have to miss any customers or any questions, right? I might just be answering more of what is coming to me in the inbox and not doing as much direct outreach, right? And that's okay. That's okay. Likewise, when I begin a new program, I might be spending more time. I might be spending more time in outreach and not doing as much, on online. Where is that window? Okay, there we are. Okay. Oh, look at that. Someone just said they made $21,000 with DBA and they've had 4 DBA sales in 48 hours. Okay. 2K in sales, $2,000 in sales in less than 30 days. Okay. So if you are hearing this, if you are watching this and you're like, man, you're right. I am a overworked, underpaid working mom who wants more time with her children. I am an overworked, underpaid grandma who would like to be more active and present and spend more quality time with her grandchildren and children instead of being stressed to the hilt. How can I be down? You know where to go. You know where to go. By the way, don't be shy. If you're watching any of this and you're liking what I'm throwing down, you're picking it up, why not double tap that screen? Why not throw a question or, some words of encouragement in the comments? Okay. I accept all of the above. Okay. I accept every last one of the above. Okay. Would love to get to 5,000 likes today. Would love that. So please double tap that screen. Okay. Marketing should be fun. It should feel effortless. It should um, engage. It should pull people in. It should help people make buying decisions. Okay. And so the entire reason you want to both mobilize and magnetize your marketing is, say you reach out to Sally Sue. Okay. You reach out to Sally Sue. And Sally Sue says, I'm interested, but not quite right now. If Sally Sue is following you on social media and she never sees you mention that again, she gonna forget about it. And she's not gonna be that interested. She's not gonna be that excited, right? So a lot of your outreach when you are mobilizing is to excite and invite. And then you can maintain that excitement and that momentum through an actual targeted, focused social media marketing campaign. Okay. And so that is why I like to say it as both. Sometimes it's going to be more one than the other. Rarely is it like equal parts of each. It's just going to go back and forth. And that is okay. But you need both. If you are struggling to make sales, I don't care what it is, and you're like, I keep posting and I keep doing everything they say, well, you might need to get in Messenger. You might need to start talking to the people who are liking and commenting on your posts. You might need to actually respond back to people who engage. You might need to go out and be engaging where your ideal client is hanging out. That is mobilization. That is grassroots. Okay. So definitely here to answer any questions that you have. Throw them up in the comments. I love when y'all do that. I love answering the questions. Okay. Coconut water. So good. So good. Gotta stay hydrated, right? Especially when you're using your voice. as much as I am. So if you'd like to hear more about the attraction side, the magnetization side of marketing, drop a smiley face emoji in the comments, okay? Because I do love me some magnetized marketing. In fact, in Pen Profits Mastery, there is an entire module. It is some of my best performing content when I took a little preview of that module and turned it into a short form video and posted it on social media. It converted pretty wildly. I probably should put it back out there again. Okay. So drop those smiley face emojis in the comments if you'd like to learn more and hear more from me on that whole magnetized marketing strategy. Okay. Okay. Because your mobilized marketing is for when you don't have time to wait around for things to happen. It's your permission slip to take charge. And that's what a lot of people are missing. Okay. It's your permission slip to take charge, make it happen, and drive results, right? You're not sitting back passively and waiting. You're going to go out and you're going to make it happen. And some of you are being tested by God, the universe, whatever you look at it or call it as these days. And you don't realize that's why you're not getting those sales, is because you're not getting in the driver's seat and driving results when you need them. Right now, like a lot of people can do it. We've all heard those stories about the eviction notice was on my door, and I went out and I made it happen, and I made $10,000. We shouldn't have to wait until that point, though. You know what I mean? We shouldn't have to wait until something serious like that happens, right? Back when I was coaching people in a corporate environment, boy, I hated to do it, but if you're about to perform someone out, that's sometimes when they will miraculously become a star employee. Some of my best star employees were about to be performed out. Now, that wasn't my strategy. That wasn't my wish. Boy, if I ever got to that point with somebody, believe me, they left me with not a lot of choice. It's not something that I enjoyed doing or wanted to do. Okay. But I also had to, I also had to not, I wasn't going to lose my job because they weren't performing, right? Either I performed them out or I would be the one performed out. Okay. So, your mobilized marketing is about taking control when it matters, right? But we also create businesses because we want to create a legacy in a lot of cases. It might not be why we started the business, but once the business is started, because you might have needed to not get evicted, you might have not needed to have your gas or lights cut off, your electricity, right? Your heating, electricity, or something else, right? I mean, I'm just keeping it real. I don't care how much education you have, I don't care how much income. Those are realities for a lot of people at any given time. Like I said, what goes up comes down, right? I worked through the 2008, 2009 mortgage crisis. And I know people who went from making more money than they knew what to do with to basically financial ruin. And then it got even worse because they got divorced, right? That's just the reality of life. Okay. So, you might not start the business for legacy. You might start it out of necessity, out of urgent need. And that is when you definitely need to be mobilizing, right? But then once you get out of that dire need, you might have something. You might be like, oh, wow, I really have something here. I want to keep this going and get to the point that you want to create a legacy, not just a business. You want to build something that lasts. And magnetized marketing helps you build a brand that is here to stay, while mobilized marketing gives you the power to leave a mark right now. You got to know the difference between the two. Okay. The power of flexibility is huge when you have this quote unquote yin and yang going with your strategy, right? Because your life isn't a one size fits all, and your marketing shouldn't be either. Okay. With both magnetized and marketing strategies, you can pivot. I hate that word. It was so overused and overplayed in recent years, right? You can pivot, push, or pull, though. So it's appropriate, right? depending on what life throws at you without missing a beat in your business. Okay. You can go from creating passive income to purposeful impact. What if you could have both? And I know a lot of women, we struggle with this, right? But what if you could have both income and impact, right? Your magnetized marketing is going to bring in that steady stream of income, while mobilized marketing lets you step up and lead, making a real difference for your audience. That's powerful. That is so powerful, right? And we already talked about making time for what matters most and the need in 2024 to stop trading your time for dollars. You got to let magnetized marketing build your business while you spend more time with your family, and use mobilized marketing to create those big, meaningful moments that are going to push your business forward. Okay. So let's get into, I see the smiley faces. Let's get into magnetized marketing. Smiley face, smiley face, smiley face. Hey, Shawnee. Okay. Your, oops, your magnetized marketing. Oh my God. I love me some magnetized marketing. Okay. It's going to be your strategy that is going to attract, pull customers in. You're going to create valuable content and experiences tailored to their needs and interests. We talked about that yesterday. Okay. So go back and check out yesterday's video. You know where to go to find it. Okay. And we talked about, well, if you want to incorporate searchability into your business, oh, excuse me. You want to incorporate searchability, it's so embarrassing. You want to incorporate searchability into your business, you have to know what they're searching for and at what point in the buyer's journey, so you know to be aligned with the correct goal. I'm going to say that again. If you want to incorporate and capitalize on searchability, the people who are searching for you, you have to know what they're searching for and the intent behind that search, right? Because that intent is going to be different for someone who's gathering the information versus somebody who is looking for pricing and they're ready to buy right now, right? Or they're, like in a business to business setting, they're planning next year's expenses. So they're beginning to get pricing now so they can plan out those purchases, right? And so that's what I mean by tailored to their needs and interests, right? So the primary goal of your magnetized marketing, because when I say magnet, I literally think about a magnet, marketing, your content being a magnet, your social media post that's pulling in your perfect ideal client, right? Same with your organic, your owned posts on your blog, for example, pulling in that traffic of that is your a perfect ideal client, right? So that content is going to be educational, informative, entertaining content that resonates with the audience's interests, right? Okay. It's going to be blog posts, infographics, free resources, video tutorials, live streams like this one, user generated content, right? Social proof, your testimonials, case studies. Remember, I said a lot of my mobilized marketing is because that's what I want. So when I launch a course, I'm going to launch it at an introductory price. Okay. So that I can get those testimonials and those white papers. I'm going to give people incentive to be that for me. Okay. So what you're looking for is customers who are going to engage willingly, often seeking out the content or brand for answers, inspiration, and connection. So again, I posted a short form video, which was a snippet from yesterday, that talks about, do you know why your client your customer needs the product or service? Do you know their motivation? So in that video, I gave the example of make money online and digital marketing. Like everybody wants, who doesn't want to make money online? But why do they want to make money online? Is it because they are tired of being overworked and underpaid? But there's just no more of them. There's just no more time to give to actually finding another job. And so they're looking for a way to make more quote unquote passive income, right? Or they're willing to, they're willing to put in the some extra time, but they need to do it from home. They need to not be away from their children that much more, right? So you have to understand the motivation behind the would be purchase. Okay. What is it that they're ultimately looking for? Okay. So you're going to focus on building long term relationships. You're going to provide value first, and that's going to bring you brand loyalty and trust, right? There's this saying that there is a trust deficit right now, that people don't have a lot of trust, and rightfully so. We talked about that yesterday, that in the beginning, people will try you out with a smaller ticket item just to see how that goes. They're willing, and everybody's threshold is different. Every ideal client's threshold is different. You know, me, $100, $200, I can charge that to the game. Some people, it could be $10,000 that they could charge to the game. And oftentimes that threshold is a lot higher than you think. I mean, when you think about the people who spend 500, a couple $1,000s on a course, and they never actually open the course and start doing the work, they actually have a pretty high threshold, don't they? If you can spend a couple grand on a course, 500, $700 on a course and never take it, you got a pretty high threshold for testing someone out for a test order, right? Now, here's the key difference between mobilized marketing and magnetized marketing. Your magnetized marketing is going to take a lot longer to convert. And that's what y'all missing when you buy things like DBA, BPU, and whatever else you're buying online. You're expecting that to turn into sales within weeks. And if you've never been a marketer, you've never built a community, you've never built an audience, sweet thing, you're my sweet thing. It's going to take longer than that. It's going to take longer than that. Magnetized marketing is longer of a process. It's going to involve nurturing leads over time with consistent, valuable content. Whereas your mobilized marketing is immediate and ongoing with a focus on the sustained, direct outreach, conversational efforts, and networking to build momentum and drive action. You have to understand the key difference between the two, because if you don't, you won't know when to employ one over the other. And it's critical to your success that you know the difference between those two. Okay. There is, I'm not putting this replay up. I'm locking this replay in the vault. So if you're here, you better stay on till the end, because this replay is going in the vault, because this is a master class that I can catch some dollars off of. Okay. So both are going to be highly effective in building a strong, loyal community around your brand, right? But your highly effective, dedicated, and mobilized community is going to be your 1,000 fans, right? That's your 1,000 fans, your 1,000 true fans. Remember, we talked about that. Your 1,000 true fans that will spend $100 with you, and that's how you make six figures. Okay, you got to get those 1,000 true fans, right? You can Google that. That is a terminology. Okay. So, again, your metrics, your analytics, when it comes to your magnetized marketing, you're going to focus on things like engagement, time spent on content shares, organic reach. And so you got to know, did you forget the paprika?
My phone was dead, and I ain't seen it. Like, I ain't gonna lie, I emptied out your cabinet twice to try to find it.
Yes, a rectangular thing. It's there because I saw it this morning.
What does it say on it?
Paprika.
Are you sure? Because I swear
Yes, I'm positive.
I just emptied it twice today.
Yeah, where all the seasonings are. Yeah. So
You said it's pink, right?
no, it's in a black, like you know what a pepper, like when you buy the little pepper thing from the store,
Yeah.
it looks is in something like that, but it's got a red on top and it's black tin and it says paprika right on there. All right, my nephew, y'all. God love these boys. These boys, I tell you, he forgot. He's saying I pulled everything out your cabinet. No, he forgot. He forgot, y'all. Okay. So he wants some Mexican corn. He better bring that paprika. Okay. So what were we talking about? So, when it comes to magnetized marketing, I think it gets a little deeper in the nuts and bolts than your perceived vanity metrics. That's why I always say things like engagement are lead indicators. They are leading indicators, right? Something like shares is going to be more valuable because they like the content enough to spread the word. Um, but they're not the be all end all, right? And but that's also why you don't want to just rely on magnetized marketing. And that's where a lot of people get things messed up. Okay. So, I both are built for pretty much any business that's out there. You got to do both, right? Your magnetized marketing is going to be about attracting the right audience with valuable content, creating a loyal community over time. But your mobilized marketing, your direct outreach now is going to be assertive. I'm going to continue to use that word grassroots and focus on purposeful networking and campaigns, building that dedicated community that is actively engaged and motivated, your 1,000 true fans. Okay. Your 1,000 true fans. It doesn't mean that someone who finds your content, it happens to me all the time. I do get a lot of true fans that come from magnetized marketing. But by the time they get in my inbox, y'all, do you want to take a guess at how long they've been following me and binging my content? Do you want to take a gander? Do you want to take a guess at just how long they've been following me when it comes to magnetized marketing? Drop a 6, 12, 18, 24. What number of months do you think it's going to take? Okay. What number of months do you think it takes for them to make that decision to reach out to me? And I don't mean just reach out to me like, oh my God, I love your content. I mean, like, reach out and be like, I've been watching your content for a while now. I'm not going to say how long. I've been watching your content for a while now, and I'm ready. I want to do this. I want to do this with you. I want to learn from you. I want to, yeah, your Pin Profits Mastery. I want to learn about that course. Do you know how long that can take, especially if it's a complete stranger or if money is an issue? On a good case, 6 months. I've seen it though as long as 24 months. There are people who've watched for 24 months. And I mean, they ingested, they binged all the content before. I can't believe I'm still sharing that. I should have been stopped sharing that. They have ingested all the content for a good 24 months, 12, 18, 24 months. But you know what? Some of them are my true fans to this day. In fact, I had a conversation with someone who watched me for several months. And get a load of this. She sat in my Facebook other messages for 3 months before I even knew she was there. I hadn't even checked my Facebook other messages. I didn't even know them, didn't see a notification, nothing. Just happened to stumble upon that inbox and reached out apologetically. Oh my God, I am so sorry. I was not ignoring you. I am not like that. Were you still interested? If not, I completely understand. Oh no, I'm definitely still interested. Thank you for reaching out. Okay. And she did. And that was, gosh, woo, 2016 or 17. And I've switched up affiliations and different things over the years, and she is still there and just actually reaches recently purchased DBA on special for 133. And the entire conversation wrapped up with, "Oh, we're sisters for life. You are my sister for life." And that is, now that can go beyond that type of content. That kind of relationship obviously is going to go beyond your content, but it started with the content. That is the power of magnetized marketing. That's the power of magnetized marketing. And that's why I call it like pulling people into your web of who you are. And that's why it's important to be who you are, both offline and online. This morning, I put somebody on blast. I did, because I am tired of these nice, nasty people with their violent, virulent, negative, miserable energy. Who do you think you are to question me? And then to try to virtue signal and Karen me. Oh no, boo, you're going on blast. I don't want to hear that. Just block them. No, I said what I said, and I ain't gonna run and hide. Here, if this person is a pro, I wouldn't do business with them, because this is who they really are. And when someone shows you who they are, believe them, right? So I don't hide any of that, right? I don't hide who I am. I share both my weaknesses and my strengths, because there's that saying, people will admire you for your strengths, but connect with you through your weaknesses. Like my grandbabies, I am weak for them. I will forever be weak for them. I am weak for my children. I will forever be weak for them. Pretty much my family. I'm a family girl. I always have been, always will be. Okay. So, what questions do you have? I'd be more than happy to ask your questions. Um, I can't stress enough DBA volume 2. You cannot separate volume 2 from volume 1. Okay. So you can get both volume 2 and volume 1 for only $133 while I'm live. That is a huge deal. To learn how to build a bomb brand, not only for yourself, but to be able to monetize that skill set. To be able to monetize that skill set is huge, right? The ability to, uh, you know, monetize that skill set and learn how to do it for only $133 is pretty intense. That's pretty cool, right? So, I'm actually going to wrap this up soon. I got some other things going on. My nephew already came in and I got to edit that out somehow. But yeah, so DBA volume 1 and 2 while I'm live, $133. I do have a mentor chat that goes with it. And that is where you can contact me with questions. And that, I'm going to try and linger here for just a couple minutes to give you the opportunity. Jatika actually took advantage of it while I was live yesterday. We've actually quite a few people have taken advantage of it. So, if you're watching this in your life, you got like about a minute longer, and I'm going to be hopping off of here real soon before I'm interrupted. Again, if you have any questions, you can always reach me. You know where to go to find out where to reach me, and I will chat with y'all later. Bye bye.